Okay, today my mom is talking about sex. We'll halfway intimacy.
Sexual intimacy. Yes, exactly. Hey there, Leo. This is your cosmic weather forecast for the week of December 7th, 2020. 2020. And we're talking about sexual intimacy because well, not him, he's here, but I was really inspired by the energy that is coming through Venus in Scorpio. So if you haven't yet checked out the video that I made
and I'm a Pisces.
And Grayson is a Pisces. Check out the video that I made kind of talking about this topic generally. It's in the playlist on YouTube, and it's also on Instagram as the first video that I posted this week. Check that out to get a feel for what the discussion will be and if you want to be a part of it here with us. So, and Grayson may or may not always be in these videos. He's in this one. And that feels like divine timing, let's say. So, it is never too early to begin having conversations about healthy expressions of sexuality. And that is why I am grateful for Grayson's presence in this. There's also a lot to say that doesn't have to do with sex with regard to the celestial weather right now. So it almost feels like there's this sense for Leo of being
and my brother is a Leo rising.
It's true. Of feeling left out. But don't worry, you won't be feeling left out for long. Part of what's going on, and I think we've talked about this already, part of it is that there's a lot of action taking place in so many other signs, and it's quite heavy. But what is going on right now that is going to shift things for you is that Saturn and Jupiter are moving out of Capricorn and into Aquarius, where they will be in opposition to your very sign. Right? At which point you're going to be having an experience Leo style, but sort of what's been going on for Cancers. So Cancers have had this like view of what's been taking place, of all the action that's going on in Capricorn, and sometimes an experience of like, wow, all this heaviness and all this work that's being done in this area opposite of my sign, I am smacking into. So that's coming up at the end of 2020 and into 2021 through 2022. So this is sort of the calm before the storm. And what's feeling really important to me is that you connect with what really feels right to you. And go ahead and just let it be. Just let the fun happen. If the fun is available to you, be in that fun state. Be in that bliss state, right? If it's available to you. And without feeling guilty. But there's also a little bit of an emptiness almost, or a desire to be a part of something and almost to be a part of the struggle. To me, I was tapping into an experience that may have dulled your radiance at one point. It felt like confusion about where you were going to be living, and maybe being in a position where you just really didn't have anywhere to live. And in that, I feel like there's something has been stirred up lately, a wound that's related to that experience, and also an opportunity to connect with perhaps an organization or even a specific person in your community with whom there is a potential connection. This person may not have reliable housing. This may be a human being who doesn't have a place to live, or it's some kind of organization that works with these folks who don't have a permanent home to call their own at this time. So this is a call to check in with yourself about some kind of service or volunteering that you could do. Or if that's really not resonating, there are some of us that don't have the bandwidth for showing up for volunteer work at this time, and it's totally understandable. Some of us are literally doing everything we can just to get the bills paid and keep a roof over our own heads. But if that's available to you, volunteer time, try that out. The other thing was just really tapping into the lessons that you learned a feeling, you know, that feeling after you've been through something really terrible, which is like, wow, I could do this. Like, I could overcome this. Somehow tapping into that again, reconnecting with this sense of like, you've really been through it, whatever it may be specifically for you. And you've come to each of these challenges that you've had in your life. You've really faced them with the courage of a lion and overcome so much. And connecting with that will actually bring some of your radiance back to you at this time. Finding that you may enjoy spending time with another fire sign, like a Sagittarius, or perhaps another Leo is coming through, as perhaps a fun experience that could, fun really is nurturing the spirit at this time, because it's been so neglected in 2020. So ways that you can find to connect to fun, pleasure, and enjoyment, especially with Venus moving through Scorpio, that is where the connection to physical and sexual intimacy comes in. And so I'm also, I don't know if I said this, Gemini as a potential person to be hanging out with or enjoying for the next week or two as well. I wrote down, it's a good time to connect with yourself in the vibration of holding yourself and them, if there is a he, she, or them in your life that you could be partnering with in terms of sexual intimacy, to be treating both of you and holding both of you or all of you as a king, queen, or radiant beloved, or not at all. So when you're connecting with yourself in this way, yourself or other, to be holding yourself as this noble one, as this king, queen, or radiant beloved. If you are not in a space to regard that potential partner in the same way, then that's not a good time to be connecting, or perhaps not the right person to be connecting with. Bestow your blessings upon those you recognize as such. I also jotted down that there could be some other players coming into your experience. People bringing with them the vibration of Aquarius, Taurus, or Capricorn, in addition to Gemini, Sagittarius, and Leo. So some of those may be coming up. Let's just add Aries in there too, because Aries is another fire sign. And this doesn't have to be someone whose sun is in those signs, but perhaps as you begin to learn about the archetypes, you may begin to recognize some of the archetypal themes that people bring, whether they are an Aries, a Leo, or whatever, right? We'll talk more about this sometime. But remember, in intimacy, within intimacy and pleasure, treating yourself as royalty and treating the other as such as well. If you're treating yourself that way, it'll just sort of naturally unfold that the other person is treated that way in kind. Bye-bye.